Well, hello to my dragon family. Happy Thursday. I've been having a really fun week with the Middle Earth dragons, and so thought, you know what? I don't think I have any pressing questions from people that I need to go into this week. I'm feeling really called to share and just discuss and talk about a little bit more the Middle Earth dragons. Why are they really presenting right now? What do they really do for us? Have you really been working with them? They don't present often. Some of them are actually reticent. They really hold back until you're at a certain point of your journey. So what I've been really excited about, and I'm in process of, I will tell you, many of you know that the site that I have, dragonwithin.com, where the book is, and there's online courses there, which I will mention. I posted about this week. I don't have a quantum flight on the calendar for a while. Not sure when the next one will be, but you don't have to wait for a book club or a program that I offer directly. If you want to dive in, the Entering the Dragon Realms online course is getting really great feedback, and it's much of the discussions that happen, say, in a 6-week book club, the real introduction into who the dragons are, how to work with them, what's their history, why are they here, all those great questions get answered in that, and it's a great way to dive in. But on the site, what you'll see is a guided meditations tab, and I know many of you have taken advantage of that, but not everybody's even aware it's there. And there's work with the elementals, there's work with the intergalactics, the black white crystal dragon. And I honestly have not been inspired. I do guided meditations consistently in my programs and classes. And I've always said that's where the majority of the work happens. Even in a session with me, we can discuss and talk about things that are coming through. It keeps the mental body happy to have understanding and comprehension and tidbits and breadcrumbs that lead us forward. But the true work is always happening energetically. And even on these lives, you guys often feel the connection happening as Tana, my full dragon aspect, is broadcasting the fullness of the message directly into your energy field. So for me, the work is always happening energetically. And I always then include a guided meditation that takes you into the energy field more directly and brings about a specific experience. So knowing the importance of those, I thought it's been interesting why I have not been inspired for, gosh, it's been over 2 years, I think, since I recorded any new guided meditations for the site as downloads. And you know how it works. You got to be in flow. You got to be in what's coming through. If you push it, if you force it, if I had tried to do them at previous times, because I felt like, I need to have more guided meditations on the site, it wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have been the same energy or effect. And we always have to be in alignment with what's coming through and when. And so last week, all of a sudden this inspiration came that the Middle Earth dragons are really ready to work with people. And I say really ready to because even in the book, as many of you guys know, the ruby, the sapphire, and the emerald were the dragons that shared a little bit, just tidbits of information. Jezebel, the emerald dragon, has been the most readily available to work with humanity because the emerald dragon is about individual truth. It's about really getting to the core of your own things that you've been unwilling to see. Whereas the sapphire dragon is about communal truth, like the Knights of the Round Table is often the example I give of a group coming in community and transparency, of that operation, that ability to focus as a true unit. And the ruby dragon really guards a lot of secrets of deep earth magic, so she doesn't often come forward. But when I put the deck out, a few more were ready to at least be in the deck and be worked with in that way. So I'm going to just pull up this beautiful rainbow here from the deck so that you guys can see some of those energies. Many of you have your deck, and I would encourage you, start paying attention to the Middle Earth dragons. Pull them out of the deck and just read, or just have them and pick which one every day is calling you, maybe for a week. So we've got here the ruby, the citrine, who's also up here on the wall, the peridot, which is over on the wall over here, the emerald, and the amethyst here. So you can feel that beautiful rain. Oh, and there's the sapphire. Even this beautiful range is not full and complete for what wants to come through now. I've got the garnet dragon as well as the aquamarine dragon, who are inspiring what they're calling a rainbow suite of meditation. So there's going to be 8 in this series. I have to say it's been amazing to be doing them. They are coming straight through, which is exactly how the deck came. It's exactly how the book came. So I know they're right on the money, and meaning not about money, but right on the money as like they're succinct, they're precise, they're direct, and they're just great deep dives. So I'm excited. I've got 3 more to record, but the first 5 that were recorded, I got to listen to last night because I wanted to listen to them very clearly and fully to make sure, like, is this the right resonance? Is it in the right flow? Because when I do meditations, I'm both experiencing the meditation and guiding it simultaneously. And that's how it works always in my classes. If you've ever been in those, you know, and it's just how it flows. So what was amazing is to go back, because before I send them off to my sound guy to do the final edits on adding what I want in at the beginning and the end, so it has a more professional recording sound to it, I listened to them all 5 in a row last night. And they're each about a half hour. So I was deeply immersed and feeling not only the perfection of what came through, but this, I guess the word is incorporated, this spectrum of energies that was beginning to percolate. And I started really realizing why it's time, why they're really stepping forward now. And that's what I really wanted to come in and share about today. So yes, watch for those. I would say it's going to be sometime in the next couple weeks, month. I don't know how long my sound guy will take to get them back to me, but as soon as he does, I'll have the recordings done this week. And then as soon as I come back from him, I'll be able to get them loaded up and onto the site. But the Middle Earth dragons, who are they really? Some of you know, some of you have worked with them, some of you have definitely read the book and have an inkling. But when I talk about the different realms and lineages of dragons, we've got the elementals and the intergalactics, the black-white crystal, that are our main gateways for this 3rd dimensional plane that we exist within, that we're working to move beyond as we move into a 5th dimensional experience. The Middle Earth dragons, and many of you have memory of them, have been taken in Middle Earth, have had incarnations in Middle Earth. So you're familiar with the term and the energy of Middle Earth. And what happened in December on this solstice that we just had, all of the dimensional spheres have started merging. That the division lines, the separation lines between them have merged together. And if you don't understand that, go back and listen to that meditation and that explanation from the solstice. And that was a great guided meditation that we did. I encourage you, like, if you haven't done it yet, or if you have, go back to it, re-listen, go into it again. But in that cohesion, I'm going to call it, that's mirroring and working through us. So we're also going into this cohesion point with all of our incarnational experiences in the different earth planes. So this is coming up as part of our own piece to integrate. The Middle Earth dragons are the one that take us into the next octave realm for the completion of our journey. So when we have the black and white merge and we start activating our crystalline DNA and being able to move through the crystalline frequency into higher octaves of vibration, what that's doing is preparing our body to anchor our light. It's preparing us to go into full crystalline DNA, to move from a carbon-based to a silica-based biologically form. So in that transition, I always put the Middle Earth dragons at about, like, if I was to describe the 3rd dimension, there's layers within that. So you could say like 3.1 to 3.9, right? Or 3.10 even. In that range, I always put, like, here we are, base level Earth. We're 3.0, 3.1, trying to divergent into something else. And Middle Earth is where I place it at like 3.5, 3.4, 3.5, 3.6. They're in that little bit higher octave range. still present with what I consider like the energies even of Atlantis near the end. They were staying in a higher octave of connection. The deep earth dragons are even further than that. They're 3.8, 3.9. They hold a different resonant frequency for us to expand into as we're ready to really integrate and cohese all of that within us. So the Middle Earth dragons, they're the transparent gem quality ones. So when we look at amethyst, we look at garnet, we look at citrine and ruby and aquamarine and sapphire, they're transparent. That's where their power is held. They are crystal clear mirrors in that sense back to us of the frequencies that they hold. And they do it in such a beautiful way because in the broadcast, what you're able to do is with each one, and they each hold very distinct and unique gifts for us. As they reflect that back to you, you're able to not only receive the gift that they're bringing, each of those different octaves. And it's funny because I've been feeling like they're connected somehow to the rays. I feel them in association with the rays of color that we're going to dive into a discussion on it in my ongoing gathering this week with my quantum flight people that have all been through the program. Because the question was raised even by one of them, how do the dragons, are they connected to the, say, the 7 rays that are associated with, many call them the Chohan, with the masters, the different rays. And so I'm exploring that. Where is that connection? Is that relevant? Because I do feel the rays of energy that move through them. Do they translate directly to those? I don't know yet. I've touched on a little bit, and some are fit and some are like, yeah, that doesn't feel like a perfect match. But when you work with them, they bring that deeper mirror for you. That is your next level of readiness to really move into full transparency in yourself, that preps you to another level of readiness for the full crystalline activation. And we're ready for it as we move beyond that merge state of the black and the white pieces within us coming into a state of union within. And so this is where in our transition zone, and why they're staying in the Middle Earth realm, why they're in that space in between, is to help us transition and move. And I think that's why they've waited until now. Just like the dragons that were all in the deck, they keep presenting as humanity, as the collective is really ready for work with them. So what's exciting is to have 8 separate gifts being brought by these Middle Earth dragons of how to really step into the truth, with the Emerald Dragon, your individual truth, to get the greater level of wisdom. So the citrine is up in that wisdom lineage, but what is true wisdom? Citrine is associated with our playfulness, our childlike nature, our true capacity within. That's true wisdom, to be able to return to that childlike whim, or moving with it, letting the heart move with the action, move with what are you inspired by in this moment. That's true wisdom. I got to work with the aquamarine dragon last night, and knowing that's part of my lineage, it's so beautiful to comprehend and know that from the water dragon, elementally, we work deeply in the heart space. It's the love line. And so the water dragon really takes us into our human heart, clearing it, healing it. Well, the aquamarine dragon takes that up a notch. So you can move that up into the true inner sanctuary of the heart, the river within that really moves us into our inner sanctuary. And what is our inner sanctuary? It's our natural state of joy. How do we get moved into that? By going into that river. I love the fireworks. Thanks for that, whoever posted the fireworks. So these as just simple examples. The ruby, going into deep earth magic, your true elements of power. Why have you avoided them for so long? Diving in with her, diving in with, what does that mean to be part of a communal harmonic? The sapphire dragon brings that communal truth. So prepping and readying us, maybe you're not going to be part of a Knights of the Round Table community like that, but as we move as a collective into the new earth, into the 5th dimensional plane, it is about communal harmonic. You cannot step into the new harmonic of the full communal new earth grids without transparency. So that sapphire dragon is going to help you bring about and move into transparency within a communal harmonic. That's the deep gift of that. So without going into all of them, all the descriptions will be with the meditations of the specific experience they've taken into and the gift that they're bringing. But I wanted to just bring it out so that you're aware, whether you like to use guided meditations or not, whether you ever download any of them, that the Middle Earth dragons are really present right now. They started stepping forward near the end of last year. I felt their energy a lot more present, but now with this revelation last week of them saying, hey, we want to do some direct work, we are ready. I just want to bring that forward for you. And so if that generates any questions of what more about the Middle Earth dragons, maybe there's something you're thinking about, either post it, comment on this video, send me an email, send me a instant messenger message through Facebook, whatever the case may be. If there's questions rising, I want you to post them, because these energies are going to be really supporting us over the next part of our journey here. And so that's what I wanted to bring in for you today. I hope that it, I can feel the energy actually like moving up like a, it's interesting because it feels like a wave rolling on the bottom of the ocean before it gets to the beach to break, how that roller movement starts well offshore. And it's like having that roller wave movement in the base of the heart. That's really interesting. I love that that's, yeah, they're like, this is how we fully prepare the heart to move through that 0 point gateway into the full ascension. And yeah, we talk about power or communal or the inner sanctuary of the heart, the different aspects that they bring. The amethyst dragon that brings true rejuvenation, bring us, I'm going to change the word from rejuvenation to rejoivination, because really connecting you because of a full rejuvenation back into your like natural state of joy. Boom. That gift, that all of it is deep, deep, deep level work in the heart. It's like taking your heart and going into every inner chamber, just like its own Middle Earth, and not just scouring, but releasing, clearing, and reflecting back. I think the truest gift of the Middle Earth dragons is in those spaces, because a lot of the clearing has been done with the elementals and the black and the white. So a lot of that's why you're ready for this work. A lot of the clearing has been done. Does it mean there's not just little tidbits here and there in the closet still? Absolutely there are, and they're going to help you move those. But it's about being able to come into the full chamber of the heart, and they're showing me a heart that's got all the rainbow rays within it, all the inner chambers, and it's like being in a cave where every single gemstone is reflecting. Gosh, it's taking me almost back to a childhood memory of the 7 dwarfs in their mines, where they're in the mines, and there's like, there's a ruby, there's a sapphire, there's a diamond, there's an emerald. Like, it's like that, but that's like the inner chamber of the heart, the true sanctuary of the heart, where all of them are activated and glistening. And so that's what gets me really excited. So I think it's interesting that they've brought in, even in this, and hopefully you're feeling that as I've been sharing it, or that you, even if you're on the playback, because I see a few of you there today, but many watch this on the playback because they never know when I'm going to go live, right? But I can feel that, like that wave moving along the bottom of the ocean, moving towards shore. It's still in deep water. It's that initial movement. Like, imagine the earthquake that just happened way out at sea, and that generates a wave, and it starts like this, and then it gets bigger, and then it gets bigger, so that by the time it hits shore, it's this monster wave of newness breaking open. So take that to heart, take that to, whatever is coming in your field as attraction. Pay attention to the cards you're drawing in the deck. Actually pull out those cards and ask them, are any of you ready to work with me? And just see what comes up. So that's our inspiration for this week. I'm excited. Watch for those to be released. I'll definitely be announcing it and posting it and sharing a newsletter when they're actually out. But wanted you to know the energy of what's been up. You might have even been feeling a lot of the Middle Earth dragons coming up over the last week because they're so present. And when they're present with me, every one of you that's in this dragon family that is always checking in, you're part of that energetic sphere. That's that communal harmonic that's been building. So you're tuned in and connected in every time something's happening. Even when I'm in a program, because I'm interconnected with multiple spheres. So I've got my core dragon hearts from the layer. I've got my ongoing dragon hearts within quantum flight groups that have finished. And I've got you guys, and those, just like those spheres within Gaia, just like our multidimensional spheres that are all going into cohesion, that everything that transpires in one of those translates and moves energetically into all of them. That's bringing all of us forward simultaneously, building that communal harmonic. And as our group does that, our family does that, the angelic families do that, all the different pods of light around the globe that are doing that, eventually we start interweaving. How many groups are you part of that are actually, ooh, my body's tingling on this, are starting to interweave, and those larger groups coming together, where the angelic realm and the dragon realms, they're hand in hand. Do you remember my vision? I'm being reminded of this, and I'm not sure why, but with that wave analogy, they're bringing in, like, do you recall the crest of the wave? I remember seeing this incredible wave stretched out in either direction, and it was breaking. And it was every light warrior, every light worker on, like, the white of the surf as it's cresting. And above them, just like holding space, wingtip to wingtip, was dragon, 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 all the way down. Legions of dragons and legions of all the other beings within their wing folds on the crest of that wave of light hitting the planet. Ooh, my whole body's tingling. So there's something here. We are so close to that. And as we, in each of our different circles, and I even see my old friend Linnell, like, we haven't connected in ages, but your circle and like all those work, they're starting to interweave. So it's beautiful to see you on here. And even as I'm talking about that, feeling that interconnection, because we are about to break onto the beach. This light wave is about to hit Earth. And that is that massive communal harmonic, and us prepping and being ready for that. So beautiful, exciting energy, and share. Thrilled of the pieces that they added in. I never know what the dragons are going to bring forward, and that when the energy starts to speak, you just got to let it unfold and unfurl. So wishing you a beautiful week, however long it is till I see you next. I will come on sometime next week. And if you have any questions about what we shared today, please send them so I can keep this an ongoing discussion if that's what you guys want. All right. Bye for now. We'll see you next time.